Litigation Analytics is a powerful tool that helps find patterns and identify trends in litigation by visualizing Bloomberg Law's dockets data. While the dockets tools on Bloomberg Law enables a deep dive into litigation case files, the analytics tool takes a step back to see how all that data fits together. Litigation Analytics can be accessed by typing into the search bar. Litigation Analytics contains tools which analyze the litigation behavior of companies, law firms, attorneys, and judges. Select a tool, then enter the name of company, law firm, attorney, or judge into the box. Let's start by analyzing a company, Netflix. When we input a company name into the search box, a drop-down will appear with all possible matches. The Netflix company is at the top. Everything else that we see here are related entities and equity structures. Click on Netflix Inc. to start the analysis. Litigation Analytics has analyzed all of the federal litigation Netflix has been involved in and is now displaying the results. What we see first are the law firms that have represented Netflix most frequently. We can also view which types of cases Netflix is most involved in, their litigation history, and in which jurisdictions those cases have been held. By default, the jurisdiction map will show which federal circuits have the most litigation involving the company, including both appellate-level and trial-level cases. Hovering the cursor over each circuit displays a detailed breakdown. If we click Appellate, we will only see appellate-level cases on the map. Clicking on District will show only trial-level cases. Clicking on a state will show the breakdown of the different district courts within that state. We can also switch between Map View and List View to see the data presented in different ways. These analytics results are interactive. Going back to law firms, we can see that Wilson Sonsini is the law firm that has represented Netflix the most. If we click on that firm name, the tool will redraw the analytics so that we're only seeing information about litigation in which that firm has represented Netflix. Under case types, we see that the firm primarily does antitrust work for Netflix. Note that a Wilson Sonsini filter has appeared under the law firm filter. We can use these filters to modify what data is displayed. By clicking on Select Law Firms, we see a full list of every firm that has worked for Netflix. Let's compare Wilson Sonsini with another law firm, Dury Tangri. The pie chart is gone, replaced with a bar chart comparing case types the two firms have worked on. We can see that Wilson Sonsini has definitely done a lot more work for Netflix than Dury, but it looks like Dury has done more patent litigation. If we click on litigation history, we can do a year-over-year comparison of the work of both firms. This chart is skewed because of the large amount of work Wilson Sonsini did back in 2009. If we change the date range to just the past 5 years, we'll see that both firms have had about the same amount of work from Netflix in the recent past. We can combine filters. First, let's clear the law firm filter. And now let's find all of the copyright cases Netflix has been involved in California. Click on Select Case Types. Select Copyright and apply it. And then click on Select Jurisdiction. Here, we can select courts by different criteria. Since we just want California courts, we'll click on District Courts by State and select our California option. Note that only those courts with actual results will appear, which is why we only had one California court available. From this analysis, we see that there has been a recent spike in copyright litigation. Clicking over to Law Firm, we see that only one firm has represented Netflix on copyright cases in this jurisdiction. If we scroll down further, we'll see a list of all the dockets that match our filters. If we want to take a closer look at one of these dockets, we just need to click on it. Scrolling back to the top, let's take a closer look at the tools at the top of the page. This box contains basic information about the company, including an overview of their business, a list of subsidiaries, and the most recent news. The Print button allows us to save our analytics results as a PDF, Excel file, or Word document. The Law Firm Analytics tool works almost exactly the same way as Company Analytics. Click on Law Firm, then input a law firm name. Let's stick with Wilson Sonsini. Here we see the same tool, just from the perspective of the law firm. The first thing we see is top company clients of the law firm. Note that this is only showing us clients who are companies. It does not display any individuals represented by the firm. We can also view the types of cases worked on most frequently by the firm, in which jurisdictions they have participated in lawsuits, and their litigation history. All of these tools and filters work exactly the same as with Company Analytics. Law Firm Analytics is frequently used by law firms in order to benchmark their firm against their competitors. It is also used by companies when evaluating which law firms to represent them in particular cases. Law Firm Analytics covers 7,000 law firms in the United States. Note that it, like the rest of Litigation Analytics, only uses United States federal court data, so no international or state court information is included. Next, let's look at Attorney Analytics. Our example attorney will be Brian Willen, also from the firm Wilson Sonsini. Our results look exactly like Law Firm Analytics, except that we're only seeing information about the litigation that this particular attorney has been involved in. The company chart shows any company clients he has personally represented. Case types shows the types of cases he has worked on. Jurisdiction shows where his cases have been held. And litigation history shows how many cases he has been involved in each year. While this attorney is currently working as a partner at Wilson Sonsini, we can see what cases he worked on at his previous firms by clicking on the Law Firms filter and selecting Mayer Brown. There's one final tool to cover, Judge Analytics. This tool covers all current federal district court judges. Click on Judge, then input the name of the judge. The first thing we'll see is a profile of the judge, including her career history, most cited court opinions, and news featuring the judge. Scrolling down, we'll find 4 analytics tools. The first, Motion Analytics, displays how often the judge grants or denies different kinds of motions. By default, we see motions to dismiss, but we can also view motions for summary judgment and motions for class certification. This tool can be used to predict how likely it is that the judge will grant or deny a motion, which can help inform litigation strategy. Note that we can also select a particular legal topic, or more than one to create a comparison. When we scroll down, we'll find a list of all of the court opinions written by this judge that match our criteria. The results for this judge are interesting, but how do they compare to other judges? We can use this comparative analytics tool to compare this judge against another judge, or against the average of all judges in a district, in a circuit, or the national average of all judges. We can see from this comparison that this judge tends to grant motions to dismiss less often than our colleagues. The next tool is Appeal Outcomes. This works almost exactly the same as Motion Outcomes, except that it looks at how often the judge's decisions are affirmed or reversed by a higher court. Again, we have the options to select particular legal topics, compare this judge against others, and view the court opinions affirming or reversing this judge. The Length of Case tool displays how long average cases of various types take in front of this judge. The length of a case is taken from when the docket for that case was opened until it was closed. We can see that different types of cases can vary quite a bit in how long they take. This information is used by lawyers to predict how long a case will take before the judge, and therefore how expensive the case is likely to be. By default, we're viewing the top case types for this judge, but we can choose case types to view by clicking on Select Case Types. As with the Outcomes tools, we can compare this judge against other judges. Scrolling down, we find links to the dockets for the cases matching our criteria. The final Judge Analytics tool is Appearances and Case Types. This tool breaks down all of the cases before the judge and shows the most frequent case types, the firms that have appeared before the judge the most, and likewise the companies with the most appearances. This chart is interactive. We can select particular case types, firms, or companies using the filters on the left, or by clicking on the name in the chart. The data is redrawn, showing the types of cases and the companies represented by that firm before this judge. Scrolling down, we'll see links to the dockets for these cases.